Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Underground. So, LEGO City Undercover. We are running to our next location where we can do something because we've cleared off this area enough that I can't figure out what else would need to be done. Guess I could see if maybe there's a B trigger on any of these. Now, if this was supposed to be colored a certain way, it would change color. And it didn't. Will that change to brown too? No, it just changes to a solid color. Alright, well then I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, we're looking for any circles anywhere. That's our main goal. Figure out where the next place is to go. We have a considerable amount of things just around here. We're in King's Court, which is effectively a British analogy version of LEGO City. I would say there's really almost, yeah, you kind of have to chalk it up to an insult here that a British company, or I believe TT Fusion and TT Games in general, is all based out of the UK. So it's kind of insulting that they would make a British UK area and not have a stereotype British person in it, when they were more than happy to have a Chinese / Japanese area and have a stereotypical Chinese, like downright racist depiction of a Chinese person in the Chinese area, and they would more than happy to do similar in the Italian area. Like, it's so weird to have to bring up these things and talk about these things too, because for a LEGO game, none of this should be here. Like, I don't think I've ever had to say anything about any of the other LEGO games. Like, they've been perfectly kid-friendly. They've been perfectly appropriate to whatever theme or game they were making. Like, I haven't covered LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean on my channel yet, but I've played it. I don't think there's anything in there that really is offensive, even knowing that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are maybe PG instead of G. I don't even think they get to PG-13.
No.
So, when off the leash, when a different subsidiary of TT Games, TT Fusion, is just let off the leash to make a generic LEGO City game, for them to come up with this concept is a little weird. It's not appropriate, I don't think. And in all fairness, I probably would consider doing something similar to have LEGO City represent different parts of the world, but I would think really hard about whether I was representing those parts of the world or whether I was stereotyping them, and I think they very much stereotyped them. These helipad landing sections, like, you can't call a helicopter here, so they're one way. Yeah, if they were gonna have a level where there was a British gang that you infiltrated undercover, I guess that would make sense. We even see British punk gang members attack us in a few instances. There's just no consistent voice or character behind it. And it's a weird argument that I'm making in general. Is I'm saying that if you are going to go down the route of making something that is a stereotype laden comedy, just like offensive comedy type game, I guess that's fine. But you probably should be certain that you're doing it fairly to everybody. There's certainly been plenty of other games out there that have had stereotypical characters. I think Borderlands is a kind of a example of that. The characters in Borderlands 1, 2, and probably 3 also are supposed to be kind of stereotypical crazy backwoods people. At least some of the characters are. And that lies with that type of humor that they're doing throughout the entire game. On the other hand, Borderlands is also not a game that you would particularly want a 6-year-old to play. Wouldn't be super upset if they did play it, but there definitely is some cussing that you may have forgotten about that happens in Borderlands if you haven't played it recently. Things that you wouldn't want a 6-year-old to learn and repeat over and over again. And the joke of the psychotic wanted violence in Borderlands in particular is also not something I think you'd want a 6-year-old to embrace. Ooh, that's all down there. So it's gonna be awkward. I guess I am just supposed to fall down here. So if I messed up and I didn't get every piece, then I've got to go back up. I think that's exactly what happened. So do I have enough? I didn't do that right. Interesting. I'm walking backwards on the ladder because of the animation, the spin animation that you do when you succeed at something. Right, well, this one looks fairly close. Is this supposed to be like a Russian embassy? Again, no Russian anything happens. So there's no Russian mobsters in this game. I guess you could argue that they had plans to make a sequel, so it would kind of make sense that if in the next game there was going to be a Russian mobsters and a British mobsters or British punk gangsters, maybe that's where some of these buildings were designed around that concept. It's not a terrible thought. Get out of the way. Imagine if somebody actually knocked you out of the way from an ATM and just started punching it. This is gonna get ridiculously hard. We're gonna start running into like situations where we have no clue where something is and we're gonna have to run around to figure out where it is. We found the Lego store. We can figure out how to get into the Lego store, so that'll be another factor. So unless my scanning got better, which I don't think my scanning is going to get better, we're going to run into this problem. And I think I have to get all the super bricks. I don't think you're 100% done with the game until you do. If that's not accurate, then I don't know what really then is the justification or the point of having so many super bricks. There's way more in this game than you need. It's not like I have 500,000. So if I didn't have the doubler on, let's just assume that then I would have 250,000. That's more than enough, I think, unless there's some super brick build that's going to happen. It looks like what we're going to have to do is go through this tunnel and go back into this area, because there's not really a good reason to stay in this section. So go through here, go back to this section. We probably need to keep the variety up and go to the airport or something like that, but right now everything's gonna be on foot until things stop being on foot. Yeah, at a certain point we'll just have to get a car, I guess, and drive around. Is this a vehicle race? Let's try this. This is a time trial. We have the boost, so if we generally know where we're going, we're good. Seriously? That wasn't my fault. How in the world was that my fault that the car flipped and landed upside down? Was I not supposed to be boosting?
Ooh, that sounded expensive.
Oh, seriously. So we've got a race here that just kicks you in the knees as soon as you start.
Is gonna skyrocket.
Like one angle, and I actually did crash. Interesting. That was a jump I had to do myself. Interesting. Well, we've gotten a little bit further. So, you shoot through here. If you don't follow the exact line, you are potentially going to get bounced. So this race would have been so much easier without the carousel in the way. It constantly is putting me in the wrong direction visually. Wow. Wow, is this bad? I'm gonna give it like 2 more tries and then I'm gonna give this up. This might be something that even opens the door to me playing off screen.
Why is the world upside down?
Yeah, just abandon the challenge. That's awful. That is the worst. And I probably could have done that race without the carousel, and that would have made it a lot easier. So scan-wise, now it's going to come down to what else can I even hit? You know what? I don't even want to be in this area, so let's go over here and see if we can get the super builds done. And just in general try to work towards the top of the island. There, we've got something. Let's see. Where is it hiding? This might be something that I regret building. Or it might be that these pagodas are exactly what I needed. Build another one. This feels like this should have been just one process. It's unnecessary to build two pagodas. So we have about 25 of those pagodas left, or the super builds left. We've unlocked Foo. I don't know if having a Chinese named character with only one name is stereotypical or not. Fu and Lee. I can't scan while I'm standing on these platforms. I can scan when I am standing on these, interestingly enough. This looks like an area that could be worked on. See if this works. Hit the bell. We need the mallet. I don't know what a mallet is. Okay, well, let's start by breaking this and see if there's a mallet under here. Last time we did this, a pig jumped down. It's so weird that you can just do things and it's like, oh yeah, we'll remember that you did this in the next 5 hours when you come back and do some more towards that progress. It's unintelligent gameplay, which for a little kid's game I'm fine with, but if this were for adults, you would kind of want things to reset and make the people actually know what they're doing and play. Interesting. This only really wants to fill up for a little bit and then it loses the lock-in. And as far as I can tell, I'm just spraying water in this general area. That's 1 of 3. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's... That's just a color gun. We got a clue over here. Should I go that way or should we look this general direction? I think we should look this general direction. There's a lot of super bricks and things. Alright. can I get to the top of this? Yes, I can. Okay. Then I thought I saw a pig over this way. Is that the only thing in this area? Or did I miss something? Yeah, there's all kinds of things I missed. Alright. It's a lot less to criticize now. It's all just more of the same. Let's see. Little thing here, little thing there. Lots and lots of scanning. This really is a perfect example of why some indicators and some markers would be useful, even if it was just a marker that pointed to the closest thing, and like, so I don't have to go into scan mode. I'd be kind of happy with that. Not quite tall enough to make that jump, but if I land on that, I don't think I can do that. This is like an information booth building. I can get up here on the tree, and then from the tree I can get up to that point. So we've got a coffee break, we've got a whole bunch of stuff over there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a ton of stuff, but most of the stuff over here we've gotten, so we're good. I'll see how far this pig ends up taking me. Oh, maybe this is the Lego toy store. Maybe there's multiple Lego stores in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if there were. There's a major lag. And there's another major lag. I've been listening to some speculation about why the latest Switch game, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake of a very old game, is not running well on the Switch. And they brought up an interesting thought of potentially having the graphics card do some of what the CPU should do. Particularly in the case of the Switch, the CPU is not very powerful, so using a much more speedy, powerful graphics card to load in world textures or things like world data or something like that would be an interesting workaround. I wonder, and this would be just me wondering out loud and no evidence whatsoever, if maybe that's what happens in this game too, is that since Lego games are particularly targeted, I think, for Nintendo consoles, it might be kind of a standard operating procedure for them to try and use the graphics card to do more things than it should. Why that would cause micro stuttering, I don't know. Because then that really would just be a situation where if you threw enough power at it, the problem should be solved still. I think all of these flags that are being shown are fake flags. By the way, none of them look recognizable. I guess you're not supposed to go anywhere beyond there. I'm gonna water this, but almost certainly it's just gonna give you a small place to climb up. Yep. And if I could get to the end of an area, that would be great, because I'm fairly certain that there is going to be a time trial around here. If I could just get this over an edge. There we go. The rope was, I guess, a little bit lower. Let's just scan around this building. Make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, I think we're good. I think there's a significant amount of stuff at the top of this building. Is this supposed to be a library? It feels like it might be a library. But it could be an embassy too. Could be a lot of things. Could be a school. College. Come on down, cat. Speed up this animation. Seven more of those we have to do. Now I'm hoping this drill thrill mission doesn't send me to the bottom. No, it sends me to the top. Up and over. Okay. Make sure we get everything in this area, because we cannot come back here. Well, actually, we have a minute, so I think we probably could come back here. Do we have enough time to build a shield badge? Sure. Now is that, how many of those are there? That's 2 of 5? Ooh, I missed one. I totally missed one. We've got to get back up here and hope we can find the one I missed. Where is it? Well, attempt number 2, I guess. Seems a little ridiculous that they make me fix the panel twice, when they could have just reset the button. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. sure we're getting every little bit done here. I think we're good. There we go, got it. See, in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, when you have all of Manhattan, like, I could imagine doing a thing where after beating the first couple levels, it unlocked just maybe North Manhattan or Northeast side, Northwest side, and then gave you a small controlled open world instead of all of Manhattan, or most of Manhattan at least. I feel like this game is kind of in that same position where the proper timing on this would have been for me to have done just a couple levels and then for it to tell me to run around the city and raise my crime skills up, my police skills up, before they would let me go into the next level. And that way you would have really forced the players into actually having some interaction with the open world stuff, which are kind of not doing here. Alright, let's hope that this race works better than the last couple of runs. The driving is not good. We did just learn something though. It seems like taxis seem to be in this area more than any of the others. So yeah. To unlock the taxi characters, I think I will make a special effort to get a taxi with a passenger and do a bunch of jumps. I think I need to do it in the area that I'm in right now, the pagoda area. Which that's something I guess for later. Don't really have to worry too much about it right now. There we go. Just one on the corner of each area. That unlocks a new character. Chow Hugh. Chow Y. Let's see. Oh yes, there was a minifig character that I was having trouble getting. I bet I'll have absolutely no trouble getting now. Fang. Let's see. Scan in this general area. Let's get this super brick. go into scan mode and look for the next thing. Fireman challenge. Interesting. Those are things that would be really easy to miss. Really, really easy to miss. So, I have no idea how you're expected to potentially play this game without the scanner and just constantly using the scanner. And I guess that is something that I haven't realized up until this point, is the Wii U did have that tablet thing. And there was another game that was kind of specifically designed for the Wii U called Zombie U, and they ported that over to Steam, and unfortunately it's not a very good game. And you were supposed to scan with the tablet when it was called Zombie U, and I guess that's what this is also trying to do. That didn't even occur to me. It totally makes sense now why none of the other LEGO games have worked like this, and there's this kind of regression to an inferior system. It was mandated, or perhaps not mandated, but heavily pushed and suggested by Nintendo to try and make the Wii U tablet something that was successful, which to some extent it kind of was successful. I mean, the Switch is effectively a Wii U tablet by itself. The only problem was that the Wii U tablet was only an accessory that didn't have to connect to a docked system, and people didn't really understand that it wasn't a portable system. It was poorly developed and poorly advertised. And we're just running into a decent amount of lag in this area, probably from the pigeons, in part. If you were going to take a coffee break as a feature, the coffee break should give you some kind of insight or resetting or clearing of your mind. Something that to make it useful instead of just you're doing it for no reason. Yeah, all the pigeons around here. Looking around, trying very hard to see if there's anything more to get. Seems like we might be approaching a point where we've gotten everything. Right. Can I make that jump? I don't think I can. I don't think I want to try. So is there some other way upward? Well, so much for that negative thinking. That worked perfectly. There's the police challenge. And I don't think... Yeah, I can't even open that, so that's just broken. Alright. Was this one we tried to do and we failed at? It's possible. Move the scanner to locate suspects. It's clearly going to be the guy that's not moving, which makes the level way easier. No, I don't think I've done this one before. So, we have to get in this car. I think it's a requirement. Can we drive around here? He's escaping. He's gonna escape. The easiest thing would have been
Ooh, that sounded expensive.
to destroy my car. It's driving terribly, it's so damaged.
Oops, sorry.
So let's get a general idea of where he's going. I guess he would have been going down this way. Let's go ahead and plan to drive through that and collect something. And can't go any further, so we're gonna just accelerate non-stop and then see if it decides to say I've failed. Apparently not. Apparently the guy has to make his whole route. Had I made this jump, I could have then taken this jump up here. I don't know if that's really necessary. And I know the rubber banding is bad, but I don't think it's so bad that this would actually work. But then you're in this weird situation here where either I chase this guy until the chase ends, or we listen to this music until there we go. Robber escaped. So you want to try that again? Yeah. So get ready for the long haul, because that's going to be a particularly long chase. We have like invincibility enabled. I don't particularly know like where the vehicle is. It's like way over there. There we go. I've got eyes on him finally. So it is a above ground race here. I think you're probably better off not using all your nitrous and then allowing it to refill a little bit quicker. I really wish the super bump, though. Alright, here we go.
I'm out of here.
Come on.
Stop in the name of the law.
I was gonna get really upset there if that didn't work. Well, while there is clearly a specific path that the criminals follow, it seems like if you can crash them out of that path at any point, you will be able to arrest them. Although it seems like once they are out of their vehicle, you have a rather short amount of time to get it done. Another coffee break. So we're in a more northern area, and that's where I was trying to go. While generally wandering around. There's also a weird Wii U ability red brick that doesn't seem to exist in this game, that makes your character really big. At least it looked like that was what was going on. Let's see if we can, in general, figure out. I guess we can mark this as our direction. Having an ability to make your minifig considerably larger would be a little interesting, but I don't know if it serves any real purpose. There you go.
Sorry, police
We'll take
business.
a car and we'll drive in a general direction. Do we perhaps have some things we can do up here? Yes. Start with capturing a alien. Get right next to him and hit B. This area, I suspect, is a section where there's going to be a lot of things to do because there's, I suspect, a time trial section. Yep. Time trial starts over there. Meanwhile, we've got red brick, or super bricks. So, just kind of get an idea of where this would land us. This is to get us back up, I guess. But if I do that, I'm fine. If I do that, I'm fine. Feel like I missed something. It's just a color changing gun. And missing something. There it is. There's a Rodney Dangerfield
Hey,
voice.
things?
I can just barely hear it in the background. Again, like, I don't even know if most adults really would, off the top of their head, recognize Rodney Dangerfield in a LEGO game. Definitely not kids. He is totally not a kind of comedian that did a kind of comedy that would be appropriate for kids.
My boss will be livid if I'm
If
late
anything,
again.
I would argue maybe there's over time's been some softening and forgetfulness about that, and that's true for a lot of the comedians of the 70s and 80s, is that people forgot that they actually were edgy comedians at the time, and maybe they had a slightly different approach to how they told jokes compared to modern day comedians, but they definitely were not kid friendly. So weird. It is so weird. And see, I could do this listen-in mission, but if I do that, I'll miss the free run mission. So I have to basically do the free run mission first to get back where I just was. And then we'll do the listen-in mission. And then that'll probably be the end of it for today. Another hour, another decent amount of progress, but slightly less than what I would like. Amount of progress. So it wanted me to make sure I had jumped to those 2 points. And then it wants me to make sure I jumped on that. This one doesn't strike me as like a very difficult one to do. Yeah, I had well over 30 seconds. But seriously, it threw me back down here. So 3rd time's the charm. Why did it throw me back down? And more micro stuttering, lagging.
What's up?
So there's another thing over here, which means no less than 4 or 5 times you would have had to climb these buildings. We've got another race to do. He's coming out there. My car is this way. Is it that small pink car? Yes, it is. There, you wanna...
You'll never catch me.
That was easy enough. Unlocking more cars, unlocking more vehicles, getting gold bricks. I don't know why we get a gold brick and unlock a vehicle. It seems like sometimes you get gold bricks, sometimes you get vehicles or character tokens, sometimes you get both. Feels like there's very little consistency to it. So farmer challenge. What would be the easiest way to actually get up to the top of this building? This is a tall enough building that just kind of cheating it probably wouldn't work. So I think I am gonna have to figure out the place that it actually wants me to climb. Is this a ladder? No. That was so low that you could have just jumped with any character. I don't think Rex is particularly tall.
Ooh.
And so that unlocks a character token on the other side. Is there something about that one? Is that one that needs to be blown up or something? Nope. Still not really seeing a way up this building. Like, I could try and get a ledge. Certainly. But I need more than just a small ledge. I'm probably gonna have to get to like the top of that building and then hover over. Or perhaps this super build does something. Nope, this is just a call-in point. I'm somewhat still trying to build all of these super builds. I feel like that might do something. It would be rather nice, frankly, if it unlocked like twice as fast character movement or something like that. But I don't think that's going to happen, because that would be a red brick that you would toggle on and off, not something that you would just do. What would be nice is if there was a vehicle that also flew. Something small, like a car, but like a hover bike or something. If there was something like that you unlocked, then I'd know exactly how to call in something and fly upwards, or jetpack. Similar concept. The only other thought would be, there's something here. The only other thought would be that I'm supposed to hover from some other area. We've unlocked the Pharaoh. Yeah, unless I'm supposed to hover from that building, you're not even anywhere close to any of the other buildings. I guess we could look and see if there's anything that needs to be collected. I don't think we've done this type of challenge so far. This is the car thief challenge, which I think really just is going to be escape. So you have to tap B. When you get it, it pops up. Then you have to tap A, and you have to do it slowly, because if you just tap B like you normally would in a constant method, you'll screw up. I don't know if anything is chasing me, and I don't think I really have a timer limitation. The police are chasing me, a little awkwardly. This car in particular controls weird. You collect nav studs, but you don't magnetize nav studs. Interesting. How much is a nav stud worth in this game? Looks like a couple hundred, but that's with the score multiplier. Enabled. I also have the Super Slam car red stud enabled, so anything I crash into just gets knocked out of the way immediately. And yeah, I am noting that this is also taking me out and away from where I was going to look around, and we didn't unlock a fast travel location in that area. So the north part of the island is still kind of feeling like a less visited section. this game really needs some variety, though. It's just... I know that while I'm doing this open world stuff, I am just doing different thing after different thing after different thing. It just all feels the same because it is all this passive falling action missions that only serve their own goals. It doesn't skill me up as if I was playing an RPG and give me experience. It doesn't push the story forward because we've already played all the story. So it's worse than most LEGO games and most kids games. It just feels like it's just a waste of time to try to 100% the game. It requires you to really dig deep and embrace your obsessive compulsive disorder, if you actually have that, and just to do everything just to get a number, basically. I don't think I can even fail these kinds of missions. Oops. As long as I don't go the wrong way.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
I don't think they can hit me. Yeah, there was really no timer there. And because I was, because I have the extra hearts and the invincibility, there's nothing there to do. This is one of those cases where they're going to give me the win animations over and over again. Where's all the scan stuff? So I believe where we are right now is, let's see. Yeah, we are now in Auburn, and Auburn in particular has been a area where we haven't done anything. So this one building alone, we can see a considerable amount of things to do to work on. That's like the last thing I want to do though. There we go. So I don't want to go and collect to see the percentages, because every time I collect to see the percentage, it will jump me out of the map. So if I do this and then hit this, it says 14%, but then it jumps me out of the map, and that's too much of a hassle. So let's instead just hit the Y button on Bright Light Plaza in particular and just kind of see how much progress we made. A decent amount, but definitely still missing a lot. Crescent Park, we still have some stuff to do. I kind of really do need to see the numbers though. So we've made progress, but we certainly haven't, I don't think we've 100%ed any of these areas. If we take a moment and stay in this area and got these two areas 100%ed, that would be nice. And then we could focus maybe even on these areas, although it'd probably be a smarter idea to come back and get LEGO City Airport done, and maybe this area, Paradise Sands, and just continue to try and get some or most of this big island done. Then we could come back and do this, because these small areas are easier to manage. But it really is just going to boil down to where the car theft missions take us and the car tokens take us. Otherwise, the only real indicator we can use right now is that we have 163 characters. I suppose next time I see a disguise booth, I'll unlock a bunch more characters. And we have 72 out of 120 vehicles. I suppose next time there's a call-on point I walk by, I could unlock all those vehicles too. And we could see what we're doing there. As far as the gold pieces, the gold bricks, we're still only at like 262. So we're getting maybe 10, maybe 20 every hour. Like, not really enough for sure. So hopefully unlocking more characters and vehicles would also unlock a lot more gold bricks. If we made a major jump in that, then I'd feel more confident about how much longer it's going to take me to play this game to 100%. The idea that we're only at 60.5% after playing all the levels twice and spending several hours now, it's been at least 5 hours of running around in the open world. It feels like we should have made better progress. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.